I think there's a part of me that always knew I was going to be a teacher, but I really realized it when I was working in what I call my past life in the advertising and theater world, and loved what I was doing and had some very creative, interesting jobs, but wanted to really have a more direct impact on my community. Teaching for me is an enormous source of joy in my life. It's really exciting to see children learn and to help them make that leap from whatever point A is to whatever point B is, and not only for me to see that happen, but for students to see themselves making those connections, and for them to really take ownership in their learning and see themselves as learners, as mathematicians, as writers, as artists, as friends.
I was the kid who lined up her stuffed animals to read them a book and teach them how to do math. I would actually convince my little brother to play school with me. And looking back, perhaps that was when I learned classroom management, right there in my living room. What attracted me to St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School was not only that our mission spoke to my soul, but it was very apparent that the school values education, not only for students, but for the faculty as well. As a teacher, I have a commitment to learning. Learning is my passion, and I'm a believer that my passion should define my purpose.
I love studying fossils. It makes me so happy to find any type of fossil. More importantly, kids love fossils. When I take my biological adaptation students prospecting, the kids get sweaty, dirty, scratched, and really tired. But when they find their first shark's tooth or snail fossil, it doesn't matter. It is all joy. I bring my fossils into my AP biology class as well and put them in their hands so they can feel geologic history. A teacher can lecture on extinction events, but when a student holds a 55 million-year-old Cuculea gigantea shell, they are interacting with a relic from the past.
As a teacher, our job as a learner is never done. I have been very fortunate to receive 3 APT grants. But what I have learned over the past few years after having had these experiences is that the ideas that I get help me think of new ideas, and I think of a new way I can incorporate gardening into the classroom. I think of a new way I can incorporate project-based learning. But it's funny, if you were to ask any of my students from different years, they would have had slightly different experiences, and I think that's wonderful.
Last summer, I went to Spain seeking to find more information about the Moorish influences in southern Spain. I learned so much this summer, and now I am able to teach those units with a jazz and a passion that would not have been possible had it not been for your generosity to our Professional Growth Fund. Your commitment to me, personally and professionally, allowed for me to create 3D experiences for our students. They know that one day we may be feeling the fabric from Morocco, or even virtually transporting ourselves to the mosques and plazas or cathedrals that the very people that they learn about in their textbook once stood. It's truly magical. It's truly inspiring, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity, not just for me, but for the transfer of energy it brings to my students.
I'm so very thankful to St. Stephen's and St. Agnes for giving me the opportunity to travel to Montana to attend the Discovery in Geosciences Field School for Teachers, operated by the University of Washington. I was able to learn the process of paleontology from A to Z. That included maintaining a field journal, tagging sites using handheld GPS, mapping the contours and soil layers of a site, and most importantly, looking for what paleontologists call the productive horizon. There is still so much for me to explore in the field of science. That's what keeps me going. I live for the next adventure. Being able to share and instill that excitement and curiosity in my students, well, that is really the best part of it all.